Oh, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Talking about me and my appearance on Busted Open. Yeah, man. Like I said, I wasn't running away from anything. I think Bubba and I are in 100 agreement as far as Roxanne Perez after we had a discussion as far as how good she really is and what I think about her. And the thing is, I'm going to continue to defend Roxanne Perez because she came from nothing. She came from nothing, and I look at her now, and she's one of the best out there. Nobody gave that to her. I mean, nobody handed that to her. She's always been in position where she could sink or swim since day one. Since day one, and she's been swimming like I'm talking about like in the Olympics, man. Since day one. So give her props. Give her props. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Just give her props, man. It's not a big ask. It's a small ask, right? That's a small ask. We
Yeah.
want you to give her props. But I again don't think that you should have been bum rushed the way that you were. I feel like that's not how you host a Hall of Famer. You know
Hey,
what
man.
you say, "Hey, I got a Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer here." And then Tommy was trying to instigate, talking about the Dudleys and Harlem Heat. You know what I mean? They were
You
they
know
were
what? And the
coming
thing is,
after you, Book.
you know what? They really didn't want to go to the Harlem Heat Dudley thing because we would have beat the hell out of the Dudleys. 10 times out of 10 times, we'd have drugged the Dudleys like it was like they was just beat them like a like a bad habit.
Get
Beat
them
them
up out
from
of here.
pillar to post. It would have been one of those things with the. I like the Dudleys. We would have let them jump off of everything they wanted to jump off, but they would have landed nothing. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I do want to point out that was lost in the segment is that we were asked that question by one of our faithful super chatters. What do you think about Bully Ray saying Roxanne Perez isn't ready for the next level for the main roster? So that's the context we got. And I'm pretty sure at the time I think we said, I haven't seen that. I haven't read that book, but what if that's what he said? What do you think about it? And then you said, what the hell is he talking about? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
the context. It's not that you read something online
No,
and then
no,
came on the show and then
no.
decided to talk about it on the show. Someone asked us about it and you reacted to the question that you got.
And
So
that's
the
the one
thing
thing, Bully.
is,
No, go ahead.
come
Go
on.
ahead.
No,
No,
I
that's
was
the one
just gonna
thing.
say the thing is, it wasn't that you took something out of context or whatever. You were asked a question.
No, and Bubba actually
It
he
was
asked
Callie
me.
who asked it.
Yeah. Bubba had actually asked me. Did I actually hear the clip? And I told him, no, I didn't hear the clip. I was just going off the
Right.
headline, and what the headline read was what it said, and I responded to the headline. Now, me being on the air all the time, people take my stuff out of context, so I get it. I get that. But he did say if Roxanne Perez did not have a program waiting for her, it would be unwise for her to want to move to the next level. And one question was posed, what would I tell Roxanne Perez if Roxanne called me and say, "Hey, Book, they call me and they want me to go to Raw or SmackDown, and they really don't have anything for me. They just want me to go." And I told Bubba just like I've always known in this business when they call you and ask you to do something, it's not something that you really question, especially if you're just getting your foot in the door. When you're just getting your foot in the door, you go wherever they're gonna ask you to go. That's just part of it. Until I got some
Facts.
stroke, until I got stroke, I got to go along with the program. And I told him that's exactly what I would tell Roxanne Perez is you go with it where the hell they tell you to go and get the job done when you get there. Whether you got a program or not, make them create a program for you because you are truly that damn good. That's the way I look at it.
And look, I agree with you, and I have a lot of respect for what the Hall of Famer Bubba Ray's been able to accomplish. And I think that he also would know. And look, the invites for him to come on this show, we could talk about it more. But he would know. Like, let's put it on Bubba. Let's say it's Bubba in the situation, right? Bully Ray, and Bully Ray's just getting into the company, right? And they're saying, I'm saying he's going through the same process that Roxanne's going through. I'm in
Yeah.
NXT. They call Sean comes to me and says, "Hey, Bully, we're gonna call you up to Raw. Get your stuff together. They want you in Des Moines, Iowa on Monday." Right? Do you think that Bully would say, "Well, what's the story they got planned?" to Sean?
Well,
Or do you think
that's
he'd say, "Yes, sir, I'll be on the next flight"?
that's exactly what I said. I say if you were of the status that we are now, you might question it. You
Sure.
might say, "Hey, man, but when you're young and you're in the game, you're trying to, get to that next level. You're going to do whatever they ask you to do to get to that next level." And I mean, that's
Right.
in the boundaries of going out and performing. Because I remember Jake the Snake said it um, on that documentary. When you sign that contract, you are obligated to work every day. And if they call you to
Right.
go to work, when they call you to go to work, it's time to go to work. That's just part of the deal. That's why, when Bubba posed that question to me, I'm like, Bubba, come on, you know better than that. You know what I mean? You know better than that. You know that's not the way the business works, especially when you're that young in the business. You're trying to make a career out of this. Just not the way it works.
Facts. And so, I mean, from that perspective, I disagreed with him.
Yeah.
But from every other perspective, yes, obviously, there have been a lot of NXT people over the years who have gone up and then nothing really materialized. But there have
I
been a
think
lot also who've come
I think
up and they're Kevin Owens
I
and
think I
Sami
made a
Zayn.
I think I made a good point on that as well, because you have guys in NXT, and if they're there for a certain amount of time, just say for instance they haven't become the NXT champion, they haven't become the NXT North America champion, maybe they haven't been NXT tag team champions, but you see something in them, you say, okay, let's give them. Maybe they're not working out on the amateur level, but maybe they can work out in the pros. So let's put them up to the main roster, see what they can do up there. That may not work out, but I just think this is a sink or swim business. It's not something that you cannot do, which is pull the trigger on somebody. You guys got to do it or not. And I think with a
Right.
lot of
Facts.
guys going to the main roster, maybe they wasn't ready to go to the main roster. But let's take a look at them. Maybe they might have something. I think that's what it is more than anything. I think I had good points all across the board on Busted Open. That's why, like I said, I'm willing to walk into the lion's den, man. Because I'm all man. I'm all man. I'm willing to go on your turf and talk about it if it's something we need to talk about. But I mean, I appreciate,
Talk.
I appreciate, I appreciate the conversation too. It was a pretty good conversation.
It was good conversation, and all jokes aside, big props to Dave LaGreca and the whole crew over there. They do a great job. Check them out. I think they're on every day on
Yeah,
Sirius XM,
yeah.
Monday through Sunday. So check them out.
They trying to they trying to
Book.
move they trying to move up to our status.
What we should do is a crossover episode. I'm surprised this hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because when we do our show on ESPN Radio, we're on Sirius XM channel 80. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? We could have a little crossover
Yeah, we could do something.
spectacular. We
We
might.
could do something. Yeah, definitely. We'll talk to them. Yeah.
We'll talk.